Hey, what's going on, people? Over on the Rogue Island, it is Trent. Welcome back to the channel. And today, guys, I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Clone Wars, my thoughts on it coming back and how I feel about it, what concerns me, what I think is going to be amazing, what I think they should do. But first off, I want to say thank you. We got over 100 views on the last video I did, which I talked about Scream 3, and it made me rethink about doing this every other week. I'm going to probably upload once every Wednesday, so I think that's going to be the new plan now. So yeah, hopefully you guys don't mind me uploading every Wednesday. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. So, wow, Star Wars Clone Wars coming back. I honestly started to cry. No joke, I started to cry. Here's my Star Wars history. So I started Star Wars in 2008. So I was around 10 years old. And I was flipping through the channels, and I saw Phantom Menace. It was like the last half of it, and I watched it. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting. What is this called? Star Wars. I'm like, oh, okay. And I know a lot of people were like, oh, you start with the prequels. That's not good. It's like, well, you can say what you want about the prequels. I like them. But anyway, then when I heard there was going to be a Star Wars Clone Wars show, I was like, okay, that's awesome. I want to see more Star Wars. And then when that first episode that came out, I was just so taken away by it. And for 4 or 5 years, every Friday night, I would turn on the TV and I would go over to Cartoon Network and watch a new episode of Star Wars: The Clone Wars. I did that for 4 or 5 years. I forget how long, but 4 or 5 years, and I do not regret a single thing. It was just so amazing. That show was so good, and it pissed me off so much that it got canceled and we got stuck with Rebels. Now, Rebels is okay, I think. There are some great scenes in there, but it is nothing compared to Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Star Wars: Clone Wars is one of the best shows ever. Honestly, I'm surprised that Star Wars: Clone Wars was on Cartoon Network at all. Because there are some scenes in this show where it should probably have been an Adult Swim. Like, you have some deleted scenes, sure, but you had some scenes that I felt like, wow, I mean, this feels like an Adult Swim show. But either way, I think Star Wars: Clone Wars is probably one of the best shows to come out of Cartoon Network. I think Dave Filoni is a god when it comes to doing Star Wars stories like that. And him and George Lucas on this, it's just such a good show. I cannot explain. It's my favorite animated show, I'm pretty sure. But I don't know if it's definitely my top 5 of my favorite shows. Definitely the most impacting because it made me want to get into Star Wars more and learn about the lore and everything like that. It makes episodes 2 and 3 a lot better when you watch Clone Wars. And the Clone Wars movie was, it was okay. But I have not talked about the new season. So when it was announced, I could not believe that we were getting a new season of Clone Wars. It's going to be 12 episodes, and it's going to be on Disney's streaming service. Now, this is why I sort of have a problem with it is, I know Dave Filoni's coming back, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, they're going to use the unfinished episodes, which you can find them on YouTube. Maybe use those stories or come up with new ones. I have no idea, but either way, it's going to be released on Disney's streaming service, and what concerns me is there are some great scenes in Star Wars: Clone Wars where it does push the boundaries for it being on Cartoon Network, or at least when it was on Cartoon Network, which, there are body parts getting flung off, people getting killed, all that stuff, clones dying, all that stuff, and I'm afraid that Disney's going to be like, okay, we're going to have this on our streaming service, but you have to dial down on the violence. You just have to, because the Disney streaming service is supposed to be a family-friendly thing, and Star Wars: Clone Wars at times is not a very fan-friendly show, and that is what scares me a lot, because I feel like Disney is going to fuck over Clone Wars by being like, okay, you have to be less violent. I don't want that. I want it to be as violent as it was. Because Star Wars: Clone Wars, seriously, some of these scenes were intense, like clones getting killed, like that episode with Krell killing all those clones and everything like that, and people getting impaled with lightsabers. That's insane, and I'm afraid that I'm afraid that Disney is probably going to do something like that. And you might think, well, Star Wars Last Jedi and Star Wars Force Awakens and Rogue One and all that stuff, they have people dying in those movies. It's like, yeah, sure, but they aren't animated. And if you've seen Star Wars Rebels, they deliberately, almost like 65% of the time, or not even, way more than that, 70 or 75% of the time, whenever they swing their lightsabers in that show, they only go for the guns and then they just kick the guy and then he passes out, and then they kick him, they just kick him and he passes. I can't think of another word right now, passes out or whatever, or hits him out cold or something like that. That's mostly what they did in that show. Yeah, you got some people getting killed with lightsabers and stuff like that and blasts in that show, but you never really got the true violence you did in Clone Wars, and that's what made Clone Wars great. Because Clone Wars, it's not like just like a little light scuffling like Rebels was. No, it was a war spread over like half of the galaxy, something like that, and people died, innocent people, children. I don't think they showed a child die in Clone Wars, but you know what I mean, though. It basically just. And by the way, Clone Wars had a lot of like real life comparisons in it. But anyway, but yeah, Clone Wars, people died and it sucked and it was sad. But hell, in season 6, there's an episode where a clone goes up to a Jedi and shoots him in the face. Like, you don't see them shoot in the face, but you see them dying though. And I'm afraid that Disney's gonna be like, that's too violent. Nope. Clones only. If clones, okay, like clones. If people getting shot, I think that they'll be okay with that, but not too many people. And when it comes to lightsabers, destroying droids will be okay. But when it comes to like people, if that'll ever happen, they're gonna be like, nope. They have to go for their weapon and then hit them, and then they're knocked out cold. That's how it has to be. And I'm just like, no. We have 12 episodes left of this amazing series. We have to keep it the same. You have to keep it the same. Seriously, I am so excited that Star Wars Clone Wars is coming back. I cannot wait. I mean, it's so amazing because the Clone Wars, when it got canceled, I was so mad because it was such a great show. I thought it deserved it. Like, it was going to go on for, I don't know if I made this up or someone told, or if it was like a confirmed source, but like, there were supposed to be 2 more seasons of that show. 2 more seasons, and that would have been amazing. I mean, hell, we ended off on a great episode with Yoda and like with Darth Bane and all that stuff, and him fighting Sidious and like this mind thing. Like, it was so awesome, and I want to see more of that in these 12 episodes. Now, in these 12 episodes, we're probably going to be dealing with like the Siege of Mandalore. I don't know if we're going to probably see Darth Maul, just because they already did a comic about Darth Maul with, you know, like him, like, spoilers for Darth Maul, by the way, for the next few seconds. The main witch lady from the planet, that's his mom, like his real mom, and he was being tortured by Dooku and Sidious, I think, and then he escaped, and then she died and everything like that. That's basically all I get. And also Asajj Ventress, and I think that one Jedi who has like a yellow thing around his face, or a yellow thing on his face. I think he turns to the dark side because he was like captured by Grievous and stuff like that. He was tortured. He turned to the dark side. Him and Asajj Ventress got together. A lot of stuff like that, but I don't know if they'll have enough episodes to do that. I mean, it's 12 episodes only. Like, it kind of sucks that it's only 12 episodes. I would love to see 2 more seasons of this, or at least 1 more. I think what you can do is you finish off season 7, being like, okay, well, season 7, season 6 were supposed to be together, and then you do 1 more full season of 26 episodes. But I'm telling you this is a must for this show. You have to end off with Anakin and Obi-Wan flying off to Coruscant to Revenge of the Sith. You have to have that. I want to see that because I'm going to end up crying, and it's going to be so great. It's going to be such a bookended series. It makes it so amazing. I love it. I want to see that. And maybe Grievous will get a new look, because Grievous does look different in Clone Wars than he does in Revenge of the Sith, so maybe. I don't know. But yeah, overall, I'm very excited for the show. I'm just concerned that Disney's probably going to censor it the fuck out, but I don't know. Tell me, guys, what you think about Star Wars Clone Wars coming back, what you're excited about, what you're concerned about, and what you want to see out of these last 12 episodes, and if you want to see more. This has been The Rogue Guy, and thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to leave a like, also comment below what you thought about this news, when you're going to see it, and who you're going to see it with. That was really stupid. I should not do that for commentaries. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.